Hey everybody, this is Jim, and I'm going to show you some of the new features in version 7.3. And in particular, I'm going to create an app for another business. So this will let you see how easy it is to change an app from your branding to another business's branding. So this is an example app that I normally use for demos with MyPhotoApp. Of course, yours would look like how you have yours set up, but it'd be something similar to this, I would think. So let's pretend like I've got a business friend. This business will be, I don't know, a paper business. They sell paper. And what I want to do is create an app for them. So the first thing I would like to do is probably change the logo to something else. To theirs. Now, what I can do is two ways to change the logo. I could change the logo here, but this is not the right way because if I change the logo file, it'll be for all future ones that I create, which I really don't. I want to do it just for this person. So I can delete the logo. Let's get rid of it. And I can add a new section, and I can add an image file and move it to the top. Oops, move it to the top. And there's no image here, and I can drop in an image for a logo. Now I don't have an image for this other business that would be appropriate for a logo. So let me delete that and do the opposite another way, and let's call it, let's put a markdown. Let's just put some text in here. So let me put this to the top and have just regular text be my logo. So let me edit that, and let me call this the paper store and pretend like that's the name of the business. And what I can do is I can center this and save it. So now I've got the paper store. Now, of course, I can make this look a little bit more fancier. And one way of doing making it fancier is go back and editing this and changing the default font. So if I click on this font selector, I can change the font to something else. We've incorporated in version 7.3 and above the ability for you to select over 700 different Google fonts. So here's the list of all the fonts, and I mean this list is huge. So I'm just going to stay here at the top, and I can type or just select one. Let's Adamina, I guess it is. If I click that, it'll give you an example what the font looks like here, and see if I like it. If I don't like it, I just select a different one, Actor. And that's what that looks like. Let's see what Acme does. Okay, this is a little bit different font. Let's select that. So I'm going to put the Acme font here. If I want to really explore the fonts, I can click on this link right here. And let me click on it so you can see what happens. It brings up a new web page, and this is the Google Fonts browser that lets you look at the fonts either as sentences or paragraphs or words, and you can search on them and so forth. Everything you expect with Google to find the right font you want. Once you find one, let's say I like Oswald. Right here. We'll go with Oswald. I can go back to MyPhotoApp and click on the drop down and press O to get me down to Oswald pretty quick. Let's scroll off the screen. You can't see what I'm doing. Let me scroll up here. And there's Oswald. And this is what the Oswald look like here. And let me click Save. And now you can see what it looks like over here. That looks pretty cool. And click Save. And there we go. We got a particular font here for this at the top. Okay, this is great, great. Now the next thing I want to do is change the color scheme. Now I can go into my layout settings and change the color scheme to anything I want to match their brand. Or let's do something a little bit fun. Let's come over here and add a new background image. Now with the background image, I can specify a URL of an image file that will be used as the background. So one of the popular things that you can use for a background, I mean you can use any image you want just by putting the URL in here, but one popular type is what is known as a tiled file. And what tiled files are is it's like little blocks that fill in the whole screen. So regardless of the size of your app, you don't need to worry about or what device the app's displayed on. You don't need to worry about the background as much. So let me jump over here to a Google search And let me search for, since this is a paper company, let's find a paper background. Paper background and tiled. And what it's going to do is it's going to find me some images here. And let me switch over to images so I can see them. And here's a bunch of different papers that I can use as a background image. Let's scroll down a little bit and see what we've got. This is kind of interesting. These kind of, so it's like a ruled paper. I kind of like this color right here. So let me just select one. It doesn't really matter. So I'm going to select this one. I'm going to view the image because this is a tiled one. I want to save this little image and it'll automatically fill up the background. So let me click and save image as, and it will save this. I'll be clicking save. Okay, I saved the image. Now let's come over here and use it. Now new with 7.3 is the ability, I could either put the URL, actually I could have put the URL right here, which I found up here. The problem with that is if somebody comes along and deletes this file later or whatever, that's not a good thing because then your apps will stop working. The best thing to do is what I did is download it. And then I want to store that image inside MyPhotoApp with the new resources capability. On various sections in MyPhotoApp, you'll have this little resources tag down here. And you can click on it. And up comes a dialog that will let you add resources to MyPhotoApp. So let me take that file I just downloaded. I've got it over here. I'm going to drag and drop it in, or I could click to select. And it's going to upload the file. And right there it is. It adds it to the list here. And I'm going to copy this list. And I'm going to paste it into my background. So what I did with that resource, let me go back to the resources tab here, show you what happens, is I added an image into the app. And you'll notice this is a MyPhotoApp kind of URL down here. So because it's added into the app, when people store these on their mobile devices, it'll actually get loaded into the cache. So these apps will be able to be used offline, where they wouldn't have if you would have used a URL that's outside of MyPhotoApp. So getting back here, so here it is. I've got the image. Now remember that was a little thing. I want it to repeat. So let me switch the type to repeat so it shows up everywhere, regardless of the size of the app. And let me save this for this app only because I'm only doing this for this one person, my friend here. And look what happened. There is my background image. So now I have a pretty cool start here. I got the paper store. I've got some background texture or background image to make this app pretty unique for my friend here. Let's finish this up real quickly. I'm going to add some images here. And frankly, these images have nothing to do with the paper store, but they're my images that I've been have really available here. Let me drag and drop in 3 images here just to show you how this is working. And there they are. My 3 images down. What I want to do is, and this could be one way. I mean, this is my little app, and you'll notice it got bigger. But let me change the gallery just for a second, just to show you something. We add a new feature called the slider. And let me save that. And now I've got my images here, and they slide across. And they automatically slide with your options. You can turn that on and off in the gallery over here. But here is a cool little app for the paper store. And you got to imagine that these images are appropriate for a paper store as opposed to a senior portrait. So there's an example of, I don't know, it took me like 5 minutes, or maybe 10 minutes, I don't know how long I've been talking, to create this app. Of course, you could do it much quicker. Of course, what you would want to do is change their contact information by coming down here. Is the last thing. Come in here and change it to whatever mail they want. Save it. Change their telephone number. Save it. Add different features and functions you want with this. And you can create apps for other businesses incredibly easy. Let me publish this app and show you what it looks like. And looks, it grows to the larger size. You can force the scroll. You can turn off. Oh, I'm sorry. There, it's turned off. And you can go back, or you can come over here and click to select which image you want. But anyways, this is how it works. I hope you enjoy this demo. And if you have any questions, you know how to reach me. Thanks.